Hey guys, this is Bruce, and this is the Bill Baby Build Show. What are we building here? We're building you, we're building your business, and we are building your commercial real estate empire. Like and subscribe below, and if you have a direct question for me, send it to askbruceaquestion at gmail.com. It's really that simple. Guys, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you grow your real estate business. I am a business coach. I'm also a real estate developer. I am a 30-year general contractor in commercial real estate. I'm an investor. I'm a developer. I have built it for investors and developers. I've entitled land. You name it, I've done it all. And I am here, and this show is all about helping you move forward and getting started and start building your commercial real estate empire. With that said, guys, had a coaching session today that hit me pretty good. Now, guys, I am not a professional YouTuber. I'm not a professional podcaster. I am a developer who does some YouTube videos to help folks out. I don't edit these videos. I go straight through, and I talk about what's on my heart and what is actively happening in my own world. I want you to have some real world experience and stories of what's actually going on. So, listen, I talk a lot about getting started and what it takes to get started, and I talk a lot about go find the first deal. Now, listen, that is the way to actually get started in moving in the real estate business. There are things you may want to do before you get to that point. You may decide whether or not you want to be in the real estate business. Now, I think it's the best business in the world. I've been in many aspects of it. I love it all, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be. There are some people that don't enjoy it. There's some people that don't want to be a landlord. There's some people that don't want the passive income and the worry and the headache and whatever might come along with it. And that's great. That's great. So understanding that you want to be in the market is super important. Now, how do you learn about a new industry or a new business? That's kind of a rhetorical question. You learn, you can read some books, you can go to some classes, you can get a mentor or a coach, or you can just go do it. Now listen, all of those are great things. None of them are the only answer, okay? You're not going to become the best real estate investor in the world by just reading books. You're not going to become the best by just having a coach, believe it or not. And listen, guys, I'm a coach. You want to do a lot of it. You want to educate yourself on things that are specific and important to you. You're going to want to go do deals and try and do deals as much as you can to get to the finish line and learn the process. You're going to want to lean on consultants and experts that help mentor you along the way, whatever you call those. The more of that you do, the faster that line moves. That curve will shoot all the way to the roof, or you can keep it flat. You read one book a year. I read so-and-so's book. It was really good. And then you don't do anything. So you want to take some action. You want to move forward. There's a mindset here, people, that I want you to understand. I've talked about this before. I want to talk about it again because I want to make sure you hear it. And I'm going to say this a lot. You are starting a business. When you buy a commercial piece of real estate, you're building a business around that. For the most part, you're going to create an LLC to own that entity. You don't want to own it as, Mr. Bob Jones. You want to own it under an LLC to give yourself a little bit of protection. That is a new entity. That's a business. You're going to be filing taxes. You are going to pay bills, and you are going to have a bank account underneath the name of that business. And guys, there are some things that in running a business that you've got to be ready for. So when I'm talking about deciding whether or not you want to be in the real estate business, you have to understand you own a business, and you are going to be an entrepreneur, and you are going to be a business owner. Business owners have to do stuff that nobody else will do because you are the only person to do it. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do the accounting, but you have to get the accounting done. It doesn't mean you have to go sweep floors and clean out your tenant suites when they move out, but you have to get that done. You don't have to go clean the parking lot, but you have to get that done. You got to make sure the dumpster bills get paid and water bills get paid. You have to fix things that break. They have to get done, and you have to do it. On the flip side of that, guys, You might have to go out and sell. I don't know any successful business that exists that doesn't have to sell some good or some service. That means you got to go talk to other people. You've got to go sell a tenant into moving into your property. You might have to sell a tenant and moving out of your property. You might have to sell somebody to invest in your property. Listen, it's not that difficult. Go back to the foundation. If you have a good deal, you can find the money. You're running a business and you want to ramp that business as fast as you can. There's really, let's use any example. You want to open a coffee shop. How long can you run that coffee shop making no money? Not very long, I promise you. You better have some deep pockets if you want to run it making no money. And there's no coffee shop business plan that says, hey, I'm going to make no money for the next year. I promise you that's not something people want to invest in. So you're running a business, you got to be able to sell it, you got to be able to manage it and run it. The mentality here is entrepreneurial. So if you've been, working your 9 to 5 and you've had that job, it can be a mind shift for you. When we talk about entrepreneurship and we talk about real estate, there's only a couple ways to invest. We break those down into active investing and passive investing. Now, if you are putting the deal together and you are the business owner, you're going to have some level of active participation. So that means you're the one that's going out and walking the deals and finding the deals and making the offers and setting them up and getting the financing. Even if you outsource every other thing to manage that property, somebody's got to do all of that part, that front end part, and make the good decisions. You're going to have to put together some packages. You're going to have to go talk to investors to sell that opportunity. That is the active side of investing. That means, yes, you might get a phone call when you're out of town. You might get a phone call late at night. There may be an issue, and you might have to deal with it. Granted, you can outsource a lot of that, and you might be able to outsource all of it. But you're still going to be taking the phone calls from the management companies. You're still going to be making sure they get paid. Now, the other side of that is passive. Passive truly means, hey, I've given you X amount of money to invest in this real estate deal. You've offered me some type of return, whether that gets paid monthly, annually, at the end, quarterly, however that works. We've made some sort of an agreement that you would do X and I would receive it, and I do nothing. You might send me a K-1 at the end of every year so I can do my taxes. But other than that, I don't touch the thing. Now, guys, a lot of active investors find out quickly they don't want to be active, and they switch over to passive. There's a lot of vehicles that you can invest in and be passive. I have vehicles like that. I am an active developer, and I actively seek out investors for certain types of deals. So there's a lot of that. I invest in my own things. I own my own things, but I definitely have deals with investors. So as you go through this process, understand you're starting a business. You are an entrepreneur. You are going to have to run the business. You're going to have to sell. You're going to have to do accounting. You're going to have to do a lot of things that you may not have been doing in your previous career. So think about that. Bump into some of those boundaries. Make sure that that's something that you want to do. And once you've decided that, think about what's the quickest way to get there. Now, all of this is around the fact that mentorship, coaches, education is the fastest way to get there. The faster you can consume and the faster you can learn, the faster you'll get there. So I hope this helps. You're starting a business. and it's exciting. So lean into the fun, the opportunity, and do not let that fear hold you back. Because what's on the other side is pretty damn cool. I hope this helps, guys. I'll see you again soon.